Today I am showing you how to manifest your perfect day every single day. I use this technique myself to manifest my own perfect day every single day, and it worked very, very quickly. It all started when I'd been a mother for around 8 years. And after 8 years of having young kids, if you've ever been a mother before, then you might understand how this feels, but we had never had any family living near us. We didn't have any help and support. We were so used to always struggling on. We never got a break from our kids. We never had a babysitter. We were always on call with our kids 24/7. And after 8 years of this, you kind of feel like you don't really exist anymore. You feel like the purpose of your existence is just to be a mother, just to look after your kids, just to make sure that the home life is ticking on well, just to, go to work. I had a business. I did love my business, but I didn't really feel like there was any part of my life that was really for me. There was nothing fun that we were doing. We would spend our weekends doing chores. The climate was really, really cold, and I'm a really outdoorsy person. I love to be outside in beautiful scenery every single day. I love to go walking, running, cycling, scooting, you name it. I'll love to be outside, but in a very, very cold climate, I don't really enjoy that so much. A lot of the time it was below freezing, and I would literally feel like I was in pain from the cold. So we didn't really do very much. We didn't plan anything fun in our lives. And it did actually get very hard. Most of the time I just longed to just escape and run away to a tropical island and just have some free time just to be me and just lie on a beach and just not have the responsibility of looking after kids. And if you've ever had kids and you've felt this way, then you'll know exactly what it feels like sometimes. You love your kids very much, but it's very, very hard work having young kids and feeling like you don't get a break and you don't get anybody to ever give you a break. And then I got into manifestation in a big way, and I managed to manifest a lot of money. And for some reason I thought that money could solve all my problems. And a lot of people believe this. They think, well, if I only have enough money, I can pay for this, I can pay for that. And yes, it did really help. Like, we were able to pay for help in the house. We hired a housekeeper, a gardener, an accountant. I had a lot of staff working for me for my business. And yes, that all took the pressure off, but still I had this longing to be somewhere warm. I had a longing to be around my extended family and feel like I was part of a bigger family unit where we'd all help and support each other. And I'd been feeling this way for around about 5 years, if not longer. And I tried to change my physical reality by moaning and complaining and trying to persuade my husband to move to a warmer climate, and none of that worked. He was very happy where we lived. He was very settled in his job. He had no desire to move anywhere. And the biggest problem was that I didn't actually know where I wanted to live. I went through lots of different countries. I thought we could move abroad, we could move to this sunny climate, this warm climate, but then the feeling of being too far away from my extended family always stopped me from desiring that too much, because I knew that I wouldn't want to be like a 24-hour plane ride away from my family just so I could be in a warmer climate. And I knew that I would probably see even less of them than I did right now. I saw them maybe 1 to 2 times a year, but I thought if we all have to buy a plane ticket to come back, that's going to be very expensive. We might not even do that once a year. So it was very difficult to even decide that I wanted to move somewhere, because I didn't even know where I wanted to move to. To me, there was no ideal location to move. My extended family was scattered all over the country anyway, so even if I moved closer to my parents, I still would be really far away from my brother, his family, and all of my other extended family. And there was my grandma somewhere else in the country as well. And one day I just decided to do this exercise that I call my perfect Groundhog Day design. And this exercise is where you sit down and you write out your perfect day as if it's already happened, as if it's what you already do. It's like what you do in your perfect day. And this is a bit like a manifestation tool called scripting. But it's a very particular tool because you are scripting your perfect day. And the reason why this technique is such a good one is because most people try and manifest individual things. Like, for example, they might think, right, what do I want to manifest? I want to manifest a lot of money. If I was earning 10 grand a month, that would probably change my life and I'd be able to buy everything I wanted. Well, I manifested that amount of money and more, and it didn't change anything. For many, many years, we had more money and it just came in and then went back out again. I don't know where it went. We went on a lot of vacations abroad and that kind of thing, but we didn't really have much to show for all this extra money that I was earning, and it certainly didn't really give me the lifestyle that I was really craving. So money certainly can't buy you happiness. When you're already happy, then money can enhance your happiness. I definitely believe that, but it certainly can't buy you what you want. Most people think they want money and they don't actually want money. What they want is the ideal lifestyle. They want to be living their perfect day. And that's why this exercise appealed to me so much, because I could really indulge in the things that I actually wanted. I could imagine that I had everything I wanted, which wasn't loads of money in the bank. It was to live in a warm climate. It was to be able to go out walking every day. It was to walk on the beach. It was to be near my extended family and see them every weekend and walk on the beach with my extended family and really build better relationships with my extended family. Those were all the things that I truly desire, and those were the things that money couldn't buy me. So I did this exercise. I wrote down my perfect Groundhog Day design, exactly my life as I would want it, and I really enjoyed the process of it. I put things like, I want to live in a warm climate. I would like a house which was within walking distance to the beach, right on the coast, right next to the sea, with gorgeous sea views, on a terrace where I can see the sun setting and the sun rising. All my extended family are living nearby, and I filled out all the details of my perfect day, and I really enjoyed the exercise. And I put it to one side and just thought, well, that's a pipe dream. That's never going to happen. It's physically impossible. All my family live in different locations. That's never going to be my reality, but it's really nice to indulge in that fantasy for a little while. So I did this exercise, and then something crazy happened. My husband, who was adamant for 10 years we've actually been living in this location, and 5 years of me complaining and wanting to move away but not knowing where I wanted to go, my husband actually decided that he was going to apply for a new job, which was completely out of his character. And the job that he was applying for happened to be where most of my extended family lived. It was in a different country with a warmer climate. My brother, his family, a lot of my cousins, my auntie, my great auntie, almost all of my extended family lived in this location, and unfortunately at this stage my grandma had passed away, so there was no longer family on that side. It was just my parents who were living at the top of the country in a different country, and the rest of my extended family were in this other country in a warmer climate. And my husband had applied for a job which was in the exact city that most of my extended family lived in, which was absolutely amazing. And I was so excited, but I was trying not to get so excited because I knew it wasn't a reality just yet, and I didn't want to get my hopes up and be disappointed. And then he applied for the job, he got an interview, and then the next week he decided, actually, I don't want the job anymore. I'm going to pull out of the process. And he pulled out, and it was such a massive disappointment to me. I tried not to let my feelings show, but it was just like a glimmer of hope. And I thought, well, things are starting to change here. I was bitterly disappointed, but I thought things are actually changing. And then a couple of weeks later, as luck would have it, the same job that he had applied for got re-advertised again, and the things that he didn't like about the job the first time were removed. They were no longer an obstacle, and he decided he was going to apply again, and he got another interview, and this time he actually went for the interview in a different country. And I was praying so hard, I was visualizing, I was imagining the whole time he was in the interview, they would get the job. And then a little while later, he phoned me and said, "You'll never believe it, but I got the job." And he got the job in this different climate, in this warm climate where all of my extended family live. And I was just completely numb, because after all this time, after 10 years of living in this different location and not being around any family, I just couldn't believe that it was actually going to be a reality. But sure enough, it happened, and within just a few months, we were now living in this new city, in this new country, in this warm climate, surrounded by most of my extended family. And the most unbelievable thing happened next. When I called my parents and I told them that I was moving near to my brother and the extended family, my parents, who had never wanted to move for 40 years, they'd been in this location, in this particular country, they said they'd never move. They were so stuck in their their ways. There was just no reason for them to move anywhere. They didn't want to uproot themselves. They were very, very comfortable, and they decided that they were going to sell their house and move to the same city as us. And it was all amazing how it happened. We moved 1 week just before lockdown. There's a crazy story about how everything unfolded, and there was just so many crazy things that happened, so many synchronizations. It was very, very stressful, but everything just fell into place like a jigsaw. It was absolutely incredible. And we ended up moving to this beach town on the edge of the city, and we ended up moving to a rental house which was just minutes walk away from a gorgeous beach. And then within a year we had bought our dream home, the home I'm in right now, where we have views of the water from this window right here. We have views of the sea. We have a beautiful promenade outside with no cars on it. The kids can play outside. It's the most amazing location. I couldn't have even imagined this location. If somebody told me, what is your ideal house and where it's situated, I wouldn't have even imagined this house, because I didn't even realize such a thing would have ever existed. We have the terrace that I wrote in my plan. We are minutes walk away from the beach. We're in the warm climate. We have all of the extended family living nearby. Everything that I wrote in my perfect Groundhog Day came true, and I'm just absolutely blown away. And that's why I wanted to share this with you, because I want you to be able to live your dream life as well. Manifesting single things is just not going to give that level of happiness that manifesting your perfect day will give you. So I've actually created a full training around this, and it's inside a course called Manifest Your Perfect Day, and you can get that in the description below. It's a very low price at the moment, but prices are rising, so grab it now while it's still this price. And in this course I share with you how to activate your manifestation, because scripting is just a particular technique that you can use to decide exactly what you want from your perfect life, from your perfect day. But if you only use this technique and you don't activate the manifestation, then your manifestation isn't going to happen. So in this course I explain how to activate your manifestation so it does actually become part of your reality. So go and check that out in the description below. And if you want to hear more about how I manifested my perfect life and my dream home, I've got 2 more videos on this particular topic, which go a little bit more detail into my story and how everything unfolded magically, and how all of the things that seemed to be blockages, like moving just before a pandemic, the house fell through, all this kind of crazy stuff happened, and it just all worked out perfectly. Let me know in the comments, if you were to manifest your perfect day, what kind of things would you manifest in your perfect day? Let me know in the comments below, and while you're there, like this video, subscribe for more, and now it's your turn to go and put your stamp on the world.